Hey guys, this is Roxy with Meet Roxy Jordan, and we are. Hi, Louise.
Hi.
I got Louise and Maury Dawson with me today, and I'm continuing my chat series, Entre chat series of the leaders in my community of Lifestyle Design International. And I always say this, that I'm super stoked, but I truly am. Every time I bring somebody on to one of these Entre chats to get to know them better and get to know what their true essence is, I am always super stoked and like I'm like done for the day, right? It's just all good stuff. So Maury and Louise, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah, it's definitely our pleasure.
Awesome. So I'm just going to jump right in and ask you the very first question. And I love this question because it really opens up the interview to see where it's going to go. Sometimes I have set questions and sometimes I just kind of go with the flow. And so this first question I ask everybody, like, what is the true essence of you? Who are you as a person, as a marketer, as a family? As an individual person? Would you just elaborate on that and let us into your world a little bit? Describe who you are at your core.
Well, I'll start just well, we've been together for it'll be 34 years of marriage this year.
Yeah,
and
we were 10.
And we have two absolutely amazing, successful children. And they actually were the driving force of who we are today. And we just are very much outgoing people that want to live life to the fullest.
Yeah, we're absolutely family oriented. Everything has been about family for us, right from when the kids were little, even through to today. I mean, they're 28 and 30, and we still do things together as a family, and everything is kind of geared around family, even though they have their own lives and they're going in their own direction, and now we have our freedom to kind of do what we want to do again too, but it's still at the core, it's about family.
We communicate with them every single day.
Yeah, multiple times a day. Yeah.
Every day. And they're like currently right now, our son is like 5 days away from us in travel time, and our daughter is 4 days away. And it's just something that we absolutely cherish.
Wow. So when you stay and connect with them, is it via phone call or Skype or Zoom meeting? I mean, do you do Facebook chats or anything like that?
I mean texting every day, and then FaceTime.
Okay.
Everybody's got iPhones, so and we're all on the same family plan, which mom and dad still pay for. That's not 100% true, I guess. But yeah, so that allows us to stay close, and like I say, we're either calling or we're FaceTiming or we're texting every day.
So you say there are 4 or 5 days, so I know by your accents that you are from Canada, right?
Yes, we are.
Where are you currently living for the winter?
We are in a community called Tonopah, Arizona. It's about 35 minutes west of Phoenix. And it's a quaint RV park with nice big sites. And
so we've been basically Phoenix area for 5 months.
Yeah
5 months. We went home at Christmas, of course, again because family is important. We went home for the month of December and spent time with the kids and had Christmas with them, and then came back down the first part of January and have been here, and we'll be heading home first part of April again. Because we have a commitment with one of our kids. We have to be home by the 9th of April for her. So we've had our original plan was to be down here longer, but hey, we've missed most of the winter by the time we get home.
Yeah, and I bet you guys get a ton of snow up there in Canada, being that far north, and then having the freedom to live in the South for the winter, and then the ability to go back and forth to visit family in person, that's incredible. Not a lot of people have that freedom and that opportunity. So good for you guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and it's always been important to us. So we've always been at least one of us. I've always been an entrepreneur. I mean, and we started out as entrepreneurs, and so because of that, you get used to being around the kids all the time. I mean, I don't think they ever rode a bus, or if they did, it was very seldom. Like I dropped them off in the morning and picked them up after school, and then we would get them to whatever activities they had after that. So it's always been having that flexibility. So like the flexibility now is great, but we've always had it. So whatever we do, we have to have that flexibility.
That is so awesome. So that just triggers a question for me, for you, Maury. Since you said you've always been an entrepreneur, do you think that you were born with it? I mean, if you have always been an entrepreneur, never had a job, or was it something that you developed or your parents developed for you?
I think it's a combination of both. Excuse me. I think, I grew up on a farm. So we used to make our spending money by buying bucket bunter calves. Now, very few people will know what that is.
I do.
You're an ex-dairy farmer, so you know what bucket bunter calves are. And that's how we made our spending money. Like, we would buy bucket bunter calves, and then I'm talking like when we were 10 or 12 years old, right? And raise them and then sell them. And so that's how we made our spending money. So I guess you could say I wasn't necessarily born with it, but part of our social economic development in life kind of took us that path. And then I think opportunities present themselves as you get older and as you grow and mature. And then it's a decision at that point what path you're going to go down. And when an opportunity is to be able to take the entrepreneurial road, once you start down that path, you never want to go back, because a lot of people look at jobs as like, I got to have the security of a job. I feel secure by going to my job 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and I get my paycheck. I look at that as prison. I couldn't do that, right? So for me, I don't understand that philosophy, because I've had the freedom of being my own boss forever.
And now I can relate to that whole freedom thing, because I was one for over 30 years that had the 9 to 5 job, the security of the paycheck, and that sort of thing. And then now that we too are a part of the Lifestyle Design International and are entrepreneurs, I will never go back. This freedom is absolutely amazing, and it has definitely helped us fulfill a lot of the dreams and the passions that we have, and it's just opening up more doors of adventure and lifestyle for us. Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys just warm my soul, especially talking about, like Maury, you talk about growing up on a farm, and that is so, I really believe that farmers and ranchers are entrepreneurs, because they have to manage it just like we manage our business, right? And then Louise, just hearing you talk about, corporate, and it, for me, it was soul sucking because I grew up on the farm, and now you get the taste of what Maury has been through all his life, and what a great marriage that he pulled. That is pretty. And then you're realizing your dreams. I mean, that is just crazy. That's good.
Yeah, it really is. And like you said, with having that freedom, like I thought I had a fairly decent freedom, because I pretty much controlled the environment and stuff that I was in with my work, and I could kind of come and go if I needed to, but I don't have to ask permission anymore. So it's amazing. It truly is.
Wow, I love that. And that's what I'm finding more and more as I'm, interviewing people and couples, and we have so much in common. And obviously, since we're all entrepreneurs, we're going to have a bunch in common that way. So let me ask you, Maury, you've always been an entrepreneur, and Louise, you're getting a mighty fine taste of it right now, and have really settled into the rhythm of being an entrepreneur. What would you say is the differences of when you first started becoming an entrepreneur and you guys are going to be at different places here, to where you're at today with Lifestyle Design International as a person, and as a marketer. Can you describe what the Maury was a few years ago or growing up to what Maury is today in his journey in developing this online digital marketing business?
Believe it or not, far more laid back. Now, for some people who have just met me now, they may not understand that, but yeah, way more laid back. I'm an over-the-top A personality, and I used to be like way over the top. And I think just age, I think you reach a point in your life where I think you always understand what's important, but you learn maybe not to sweat the small stuff so much as you get a little bit older and a little bit more mature. And I think that's probably the biggest thing, is I maybe don't sweat the small stuff as much anymore. I roll with things maybe a little bit more, and maybe see the bigger picture.
So you matured into it. I always like to, so this is probably going to come off a little wrong, but this is really, I'm real, and I say kind of what's on my mind. What I find is sometimes newer marketers, and it doesn't matter if what age they are, but newer marketers into the space, there comes a maturity level as you go through those hard knocks of entrepreneurship, and you mature into the spot that you're in as you grow into that, and it's just is comforting, and you get into that rhythm, and you're just comfortable with who you are and where you're at. Does that kind of describe a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. Yeah, and I think you're right. I mean, you get to the point where you're comfortable with you, and you're going to be yourself, and people can like you or not. And obviously, you want people to like you, but if they don't, they don't. You don't change. You are who I think it's really, really important to stay true to yourself. I think it's important to be authentic, because if you're not, people will see through that. You walk into a room and you put on a show, you might get away with it the first time or two, but sooner or later your real self will come out, and people will see that. You're just better off to just be yourself and be authentic 100% of the time.
That's what I loved about seeing you guys at Freedom 2 experience in Las Vegas. Like, I'm a hugger, and Louise and I think we hugged each time we saw each other coming into the room, and we didn't care. We're just like, hey sister, how you doing? Like, give each other a hug, rouse each other a little bit.
A little dance.
A little bit of we got a whole lot of this. Yeah, you're just not afraid to show that anymore, or just be who you are. And Maury, I really appreciate you saying that, because you do become comfortable and you know who you are. Louise, how about you? Coming from the corporate side of the job and then stepping into entrepreneurship, when you first started in business with your husband, and when you very first started to where you are today, what is the differences that you see? And maybe Maury would want to chime in just a little bit too. Maybe he's seen some differences.
Well, for me, obviously the learning, because it's quite a bit different, and it's definitely more. It's you don't really realize just how much of a community you really, really are, and always knowing that if there's you got any questions, you got any concerns or whatever, like reaching out is a good thing. And just the repetition and learning how things go from start to finish, starting, and really starting and consuming everything, and just really making it a part of your everyday life. As you grow, it just becomes second nature. And I'm finding that more and more now, especially like doing my social media posts and that sort of thing. It's like, I just want to do that all day long. It's just so much fun. I love to interact. I'm a social butterfly, so to speak. And yeah. I love to encourage people and really have them know that, Andrew Cass has just been he's really ingrained on how we really are the CEO of you. And you can take that in so many different areas of your life, from not only on a business aspect, but everything that you do. It's your choice. It's you that's doing this for you. And that it's so important to just, you can do anything you put your mind to. And seeing it, believing it, and achieving it is my motto.
I love that. Seeing it, believing it, and achieving it.
Yeah.
And what you just kind of talked about is immersing into the skill set education. I like to call it marinating. I'm just marinating my mind in all the phenomenal education that we have, and just let it become second nature so it flows out. Yeah, like
and
that.
The key too is that I'm finding that actually, Maury and I even just talked about this morning, is not allowing yourself to get overwhelmed. Just don't, because it can, and it really does. And then, when that overwhelmingness starts to come in, self-doubt may come in and that sort of thing. And that's where you really got to change your mindset and keep yourself on the straight and narrow, see your vision, see what you're doing, and never look back.
That is so true. Just yesterday, I had a fellow affiliate reach out to me. She could sense that I was getting a little overwhelmed, and I just kind of put it out in our little, chat group, and she called me up right away and said, "Hey, let's talk about this." And that's what the community is all about. I mean,
yes.
that is, they just get you on the straight and narrow and walk you through it. That is so true. Yeah. So, okay, so you guys live in a fifth wheel. You're in a trailer park in Arizona, and I know Arizona trailer parks are pretty darn nice. So I also travel in a fifth wheel trailer, and I've chosen that for my lifestyle, okay? And I know why I've chosen it for my lifestyle, but I want to know the Dawsons. Why did you choose living in a fifth wheel RV and traveling? What was the true reason for that?
Freedom.
Well, I think we've always camped. You go back again. We started with a camper with the kids, and then went to a trailer, and then went to fifth wheels. So we've always camped, we've always RV'd, and we've always really enjoyed that. We love to explore, and so it's something we've always talked about. At some point, we'd like to, and we've known people who are older than us that did this, and they traveled down south in the wintertime, and neither one of us like winter. And as you get older, you like winter even less. And we're both very active. Like, we ski, I play hockey 3-4 times a week all year round. So it's actually been a little weird not playing. I haven't played hockey since September, which is beyond weird. But that's okay. I'll trade it off for not having to be there in the wintertime. I'll find some hockey in Phoenix for next year, and I'll be good. But so it was something we always kicked around. And so you get to kind of a point in your life where we had a few friends that were about our age or maybe a few years older that we lost to disease. And both the kids were gone, and they're established in what they're doing. And they're going to be doing what they're doing for the next 2 to 4 years. So we kind of looked at them and was like, hey, we have a window here. We have a window for the next 2 to 4 years where the kids are set up, they're doing what they're doing. We've realized that there's no guarantee of tomorrow, and there's never any perfect time. But this might be our window to do this. And so we had talked about it. We talked about it for about a year, and then this last May, we just decided, you know what, let's just do it. So we sold the house, put everything into storage. We had a 26-foot fifth wheel. We traded it in on a brand new 40-foot and moved into that. And we dry camped for the summer, and then came down here the 1st of November. And you know what? It's been amazing to go from a big house with a swimming pool and all that. And you think, when we started going through the house, you don't realize how much stuff you accumulate over the years.
I hear you.
And so we filled the garage on a couple of occasions, on stuff we just got rid of, either for friends or to Goodwill or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, got a storage locker and kept the stuff we really wanted to keep. But you do, what it makes you realize is what is really important. All these material things that we get and accumulate over the years, what is actually really important to us? And it comes down to not that much stuff.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time holding it together.
You know, it's definitely been a real, I'm trying to figure the right word, but realizing that how little you need to live a life of happiness and freedom. And, you know, we did the whole inventory thing of when we were living in our house, like what rooms do we use the most, that sort of thing. And, you know, it came down to the living room, the bedroom, kitchen, kind of like dining room and bathroom. And, you know, our fifth wheel has all of that. We even have a double vanity in our trailer. It's really cool, you know, and it's perfect. It's absolutely everything we need. We even have a fireplace and a two flat screen TVs.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's home. And home is where your heart is. It doesn't have to be a wood structure.
Yeah, totally. I totally get it. Yeah. Wow. Someday we need to write a book, both of us.
Well, that's kind of probably up on our next list of things to do. We've done our first Transcend product. It's not out yet, but the filming's all done. And we knew what we wanted to do, but we didn't think we were capable of doing it as the first one. We thought, well, the first one will be just kind of, a basic one. And I have to give a ton of credit here to Jordan, because he said, we kind of told him, this is what we kind of want to do as our second one. So you tell us what we should do for our first one. And he said, no, you should do your second one first. And you guys are more than capable of doing it. Just trust yourselves and do it. So that's kind of our first one. So between him and then when we're actually doing Transcend, when we were in Vegas doing it, we had a conversation with Jeff, and he said, you guys are thinking way too small, like way too small. And I've always thought of it as a fairly forward, pretty progressive thinker. I didn't think I thought too small. But that made me take a step back, and it made me really think. And so we did some research and realized, you know what, the internet, we get so used to what society says is this is big because of maybe our own little circle, our own communities that we live in. And when you take a step back and look at the internet's like the world. And so instead of being pigeonholed into what is big in your community or in your area, now you look at what is the world, because that's what the internet is. And what is big maybe in your community and what is big on the internet are just two completely different things. So you start realizing what the potential could be if you just let your mind go there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, and you know what, you may or may not accomplish it, but I do care. Because I do want to accomplish it.
And we will.
And we will
accomplish it.
But I mean, we'll accomplish it, whether it be successful or not.
No, we will be successful.
Okay, we will. But I guess all I'm saying is don't be afraid. Just don't be afraid that it's too big, and don't be afraid it's too much. Just if it's something you want to do it. So that was kind of what let us go on the first one. But now that's just like opened up the door to. We already know what we want to do with our second one and our third one and where we want to go. Kind of, it's the empty nesters gone rogue, but we were already looking beyond that to where we can go with everything. And it was just like this door opened up when we were in Vegas, and it opened up, and it was just like this. On the other side of this door was this massive opportunity, and where you go with it is limitless if you don't put any limits on it yourself.
Oh my gosh, you guys rock. You're rocking my world. Like, you're so speaking. So is it going to be a video book?
Which one?
Your first one, like the one you're working on, is it actually going to be a hard copy, open up book and read, or are you guys blogging?
Our first Transcend product is actually will be like a digital training course.
Okay.
And we're not going to tell you on what, because that would ruin the surprise when it comes out.
I want to dig into it, but I know. I respect you.
But on the next one, it'll probably be it'll be a digital training course as well, because I never thought for one second I would enjoy being in front of the camera. But once you start doing it, it's actually pretty cool. And you start realizing, you know what, maybe I do have some value. And if you can touch one life with something you have to say, then it's completely worth it. So the second one will be a video training course as well, in conjunction with either an ebook or a hardcover book. Yeah.
Nice. Man, you guys are just speaking my language. I'm blown away. Holy cow. Yeah. I'm not kidding you. Everything you're saying, I believe. Like in my core essence, that's what I believe too. And so I did not expect this in this chat at all. You guys are just blowing me away. Obviously, I'm lack of words because I'm just like, oh! Like I want to be a mouse on your back bumper, right? holding the American and Canadian flags as you drive, you know. So thank you for opening up and sharing that, because that wow. Okay. I'm put back together now. Thank you for that. What is it like as a married couple? You guys have been together for over 30 years, so obviously you're very comfortable with each other, right? You know each other very, very well. living in a fifth wheel trailer, even though it is a nice larger size, what is it like working together, developing your business, and especially through Lifestyle Design International, knowing that you have a Transcend product coming out, and what are those conversations like? If you wouldn't mind sharing, what is it like with the workload, and what's it like with the conversations?
Well, I'll start, and then I'll let him finish. Well, he will finish. A lot of it, it's really kind of so cool because our personalities are definitely very different. He's more of an introvert. I'm a social butterfly. So like there's so much I really enjoy doing, which is interacting with different people, with all the people, and doing the Facebook and all of that. And he likes to do the behind the scenes stuff, although he is really liking the camera thing now.
He's getting into that.
That's a new thing. Yeah. And so like we really complement each other in a lot of ways. And yeah.
I mean, in my previous business, which I've been doing now for, what am I coming up on? 96 to now, so 22 years. And actually even before that, I've always been in the public. It's always been public. So I'm enjoying not having to be in the public nearly as much, because Louise does love that part of it. I'm actually really enjoying kind of maybe taking that step back and kind of doing the behind the scenes stuff, doing the technical stuff, because I'm really, the technical end of it and the psychological end of it is really, really interesting to me. And so I'm really enjoying that, and I'm really enjoying not having to be kind of out there all the time. I can do it, and I don't want to toot my horn, but I can do it incredibly well when I have to. But I find it also very tiring, because mentally it's a whole different. It's hard for me mentally, but I can do it. But I've done it for so many years that I'm really enjoying not having to do it as much. So it's great because we are a team, and because Louise loves that part of it, I just kind of let her go, and it's just. You do, and so it's never been so because we do have things that we both enjoy, which the other one maybe doesn't enjoy as much. It's been easy because there's been no argument over, oh, I want to do this or I want to do that. It's been super easy because we both recognize one another's strengths, and I think that's really important as well, is to recognize your strengths and go, okay, I understand that I'm good at this, and I understand that maybe not as good as that, but Louise is. So support her in that, and I want to see her do really well in those areas, and because of that, because we have, it just makes us whole, right? It just makes us whole.
And it's also really cool too, because like Jordan, Jeff, and Andrew, they too, we keep being taught, do what you're really good at.
Yeah.
And really, and you can always continue to perfect it and grow. And so that's what we do. Like, we just really, we love to focus on who we are and grasp every aspect of it.
It is so amazing to me, like I truly honor marriage. I am a true honor of marriage. And to listen to you guys talk and the support for each other, and yet, let each other shine with their genius. And Maury, I so identify with you. Like, you have to push yourself to get out there, even though you've done it for years. I don't know about you, but I need a room to go to just to rejuvenate myself or re-energize myself for like a half an hour and just let my mind settle down, and then I'm ready to go again. But yeah, I get totally drained if I've got to be out in the public eye all the time.
He definitely has his moments where, and I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way,
Right.
but he definitely has his moments where it's really important, where he has his time, because we are very different, again, not only being male and female, but like our personalities. He needs that, and I know how important it is, and I make sure that he gets that time.
Yeah. So awesome to see a marriage work together in business, and it's really exciting to know, to get a peek into what your future is and what you're building, and showing your activities and your adventures, because I really like seeing that on Facebook when you guys post something. Louise, when you post something about what your activity is that day, and it's always out in nature, it seems like, so I'm like all over that, like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
So,
and on Instagram at Empty
Are
Nesters
you?
Gone Rogue. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the best place to follow us, actually.
And what is the name of it on Instagram?
Empty Nesters Gone Rogue.
Okay, cool. We'll make sure we get that put up. Yeah, I think I follow you on Instagram. I need to be more diligent to get back on there. So I want to dig in a little bit more about Lifestyle Design International, one of your current companies that you're an affiliate with. I want to know, like, when you were at the Freedom Live experience in Las Vegas, what was your biggest takeaway? What was something that just really warmed your heart, or something that really moved you forward that happened at that experience? Share that with me.
Well, the one thing, it was for me, it was like I could really identify when Jacqueline and Jeff were on stage with Jordan. It was really amazing, because like I could so identify, especially with Jackie, and well, with both of them, and just knowing the importance of protecting your family and having that family dynamic, and making sure that you just all blend together. And it's, that was awesome. And I was really touched with Jordan. He's an amazing person. I love his personality. Yeah.
That, one of the biggest takeaways on that segment was the way Jordan set it up to protect Jackie, and how Jeff sat next to her but slightly behind her to give her the showcase, but was right there emotionally with the emotion vibes, supporting her. That whole segment, the whole Freedom to Experience, was done in excellence, but that particular segment was done with like over the top excellence. And yeah, I have to agree, that was one of my favorite parts. Maury, how about you? What was one of your favorite parts of the experience?
I guess for me, it's the evolution of the company and how far we've come. We're one of the founding 30, so we've been here since day one. So to see how far we've evolved in a year, or just over a year, is really tremendous. And where we're going, and I love the fact of the additional products and services and training that we're going to be able to provide for people out there, and that's got me more jazzed up now than ever.
They truly are making this an absolute endless opportunity. We're unlimited. It really is.
And it's so awesome to be on that tidal wave of being the change in the industry that they set out to do when they very first started this company.
Yeah.
And I've said this on a couple of other interviews. I was a mouse peeking in on the Facebook Live at the Rocky Mountain mastermind that they had. And, you know, just watching you guys and watching a bunch of other leaders and the changes, oh my gosh, if we could take, I wish I would have had the thought process to do videos back when we very first started and compare them to where we're at today. Because this is kind of like a little documentation, you know, a yearly thing that will be fun to document and compare. But yeah, everybody has, you know, they've pulled us all into maturing into who we are and not a cookie cutter. And I see that in you guys too. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to interview you, because I've seen, not that I'm an authority on it or anything, but I like viewing people and watching them grow. And it's just amazing what I'm seeing, what these leaders are doing for us.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're so non-selfish. So I'm just curious. I like to ask this question, and you guys, you know, since you already live in a fifth wheel trailer, I'm not sure what you're going to come up with, but if you're going to be dropped on a desert island, what are 3 things that you would take with you?
Ooh.
Him.
Yeah, well,
Good choice.
We're dropped together. You can't. You got to come up with 3.
3.
For me, because of the importance and how much we love interacting with our children, I would want to make sure that I had a telephone that was Wi-Fi and connected to both my children. That's huge for me. Huge for us. Yeah. Water.
Yeah.
And a boatload of money on the boat that we're pulling in with us. No, I'm just kidding.
I love it. Maury, how about you? You each get to take 3 things because, you know, 2 people. What do you think?
Okay. So a good bottle of scotch. Geez, that's a tough. You know what? That's a tough question. That's a really tough question. Can I get back to you on it at some point?
You sure can. Just,
okay, let me think about that.
Just message me. Oh my gosh. I'm going to check my questions here just really, really quick.
Well, and it's also, while you're doing that, it's just, I think in one essence of Maury's struggling with that a little bit is, I know that I can talk on behalf of both of us, and okay, now I'm welling up. As long as we have each other, we don't need anything else. We got each other, we have our children. Our world is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It may sound corny, but it's true.
It is.
Oh, it's not corny, because that's one of the reasons I honor marriages, is because I see marriages like yours. And I know things are not always perfect. Don't get me wrong there, but oh my gosh, with the way America is today, or the world is today about marriage, to see somebody, a couple so solid and so in unity as you two, yeah, that's, I'd well up too.
So I don't know if you can read that or not.
What does it say?
It says commitment.
Oh.
And we each wear that band that says commitment.
Nice. I love it.
That's what it comes down to. It comes down to being committed. Above everything else, above anything else, it comes down to being committed to yourself, committed to the other person. And if you're committed, you can get through anything.
Man.
And that's just another, and again, this is a whole nother topic, but again, society has made it way too easy for people just to say, well, I'm done, and leave. You know what? You got to, when you make a commitment, you need to stand by it. Has it been easy? Not always, but you know what? The reward has been amazing, and he is truly my very best friend, my soulmate.
I love it. Yeah, people always see the grass is greener on the other side, but if you work at it, oh my gosh, it's phenomenal. A marriage can be so phenomenal.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. You know, I am really at lack of words with you two, and this is a rarity. I mean, you guys, like I said earlier,
I know that.
So spoke to my soul, and so in alignment with what my beliefs are, that I'm just like, huh, okay, well, this is, so I want to wind down the interview because we've had some really powerful discussions on this chat, and I don't want to mix it in with anything else. I think this is just a great interview chat for people to marinate on. And you really brought the essence of who you are and what your beliefs are and what you stand for. But if there was one thing that I didn't ask you that's kind of at the forefront of your mind that you're like, I wish Roxy would ask us this, or it's just a thought, I want to give you the platform right now to open up and share what that is. Anything there?
You know what, as I said before, just really remember that you are in charge of you, and that, you know what, when it comes to any negative thoughts or anything, we need to really stop them and focus on the good in everything that we go through. Find the good, because that's where your growth, and you're going to be stronger. And we grow every single day, and it's important to just stay focused on, keep your eye on the prize.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I guess I would add to that, just don't get hung up on worrying about what other people think and what other people say. If there's something you truly have a passion for, there's something truly that you believe in and something you want to do, and I don't care what it is, just do it. Like, life is too short. We only get one shot at this. So if there's something you really want to do, don't worry about what the naysayers are going to say. Don't worry about what your family's going to say. Don't worry about what your friends may think. Just do it, because it's your life. It's not theirs. It's yours. So just go out and do it.
Amen. Amen. Oh my gosh. So I want to make sure that we put up here on the screen, where can people follow you in your journey? Because it is a lot of fun watching you guys and following you on your journey. So where can my viewers tap into, interact with you, and to visit you, and to watch you and join you on your journey?
So we'll say on Instagram and on Facebook, Empty Nesters Gone Rogue. We have an Instagram account and a Facebook account that's Maury and Louise Dawson.
Okay.
That we have them, but Empty Nesters Gone Rogue is really the one right now where if you want to follow us and see what we're doing, and that would be where it would go. So whether it be Facebook or Instagram, Empty Nesters Gone Rogue would be where you want to find us.
That's so awesome. You guys, Maury and Louise, I just, where do I even go with this? There was just such a connection with you guys when I very first met you, but that connection became so much deeper in Las Vegas, and I really appreciate you guys. I really truly appreciate where you're at and how you're sharing, and the freedom and everything, every single thing you said on this chat. It just grew that friendship even deeper on my side. And I just want you to know that I have so much respect for both of you and what you're doing, and I am so excited to be a part of watching your journey and how you're really going to be a change in this industry, in the products that you're coming out with, and just living life the way you know it, and living it authentic and real. And I thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. And it's in a lot of ways, it's been an easy thing to do, because we are just being us. This is who we are, and we want to share it, and let everybody know that they can do this too.
Yeah.
The opportunity is there.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you.
Love you lots.
Love you.